friends. Today for math, we're going to work off of choice board 37, and we're going to use some shapes to find out which ones are bigger and smaller. So the first thing you need to do is go ahead and cut out your shapes. I've already done this. I use construction paper just to make it pretty, but I have made a rectangle. Remember, rectangles have two long sides and two short sides. I also have another rectangle. Now notice these are different sizes because we're going to be doing work with finding which ones are bigger and smaller in this activity. So make a big rectangle and a small rectangle. My next two shapes are the same, and they are triangles. Good. Triangles have three sides. They don't all have to be the same. It can be any kind of triangle. My shapes are triangles. I have a big one and a small one. All right, my next shape is square. Squares have four of the same sides. Remember, same sides. Square. Same side, square. They all start with that S sound. Square has four of the same sides. All right, my last one is do not judge my circles. I know that it does not look like one continuous line that goes around because I had a really hard time making them even. Actually, I'm going to try to fix that right now. Let's see. It was very hard for me to cut a circle round and round and round and round. It just looks a little, it's all right. Okay, that's better. Let me try to fix this one. It looks like an egg. It's hard to cut a circle perfect. Just gonna have to get the best you can get here. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Okay, so now I have my circles. Remember, circles don't have sides. They have one round line that goes around and around. All right, so now that I have all my shapes, my circles, my squares, my triangles, my rectangles, we are going to look at the first thing we need to do. You need to get a blank piece of paper, and we're going to divide it into half. We're going to fold the paper and then crease it on that side. And now you have half of this side. If you open it up, it's the other half. Now that my paper is divided, I'm going to write the words smaller and bigger on the other side. So on one side, I'm going to write smaller. And then on the other side, I'm going to write bigger. Bigger. Bat before ball, B. Okay, so now I have my labels. Everything on this side is going to be my smaller shapes, and everything on this side is going to be my bigger shapes. So now I need to look back at those shapes that I made and decide which one is smaller and which one is bigger. So I'm going to get my crazy circles out. I have a smaller circle and a bigger circle. Which one do you think is smaller? Is it the green or the orange? The green circle is smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and put a spot of glue on my paper and then stick my smaller circle on the side for smaller shapes. Now I know that this one's going to be bigger, so I'm going to put my bigger spot of glue on that side and stick it on. All right, so far I have circles. I have a smaller and a bigger circle. Okay, my next shape is square. Which square do you think is bigger? Would it be my red square or my green square? Which one is bigger? The bigger square is the red one. So I'm going to go ahead and glue my bigger square onto the bigger side. I know that this one says bigger because it starts with that B, bigger. All right, now I'm going to take that green square that was smaller and I'm going to put it on this side. Smaller. So far we've done our circles and our squares. Hey, this is kind of like sorting, isn't it? We have two sides and we're putting the small ones on one side and the big ones on one side. We could also sort them by different types of shapes. We could put all the circles on one side, all the squares on one side. But right now we're sorting by smaller and bigger. So let's keep going. Now let's get our triangles. Remember, triangles have three sides. So which triangle do you think is bigger? Is it the green triangle or the orange triangle? The bigger triangle is the green one. So I'm going to put some glue over here. I'm running out of space on my paper. Are you? Put my, I'm going to have to put it kind of underneath, tuck it under. Put my green triangle on there. That is a bigger shape. Now I'm going to take my glue stick and put some glue on this side for my smaller orange triangle. Okay, one last shape. Which one are we missing? We had circle, square, triangle, rectangle. We're missing rectangle. All right, here's my rectangles. I have a big one and a small one. Which one do you think is smaller? Smaller. The orange rectangle is smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and put my dab of glue over here for my smaller orange rectangle. And now I have all my small shapes on this side. Where in the world am I going to put the big rectangle? I might have to hang it from the bottom. I'm actually going to put some glue down here at the bottom, the whole way across. And I'm going to stick my bigger rectangle on that side. That is a bigger rectangle. I ran out of space. All right, so we have sorted to two different piles. We have smaller shapes and we have bigger shapes. So your job is going to be to make your shapes and then sort them on two different sides of the paper. Remember, first you have to divide that paper into half, and we did that when we folded it. We can still see that crease on our paper where we folded it. See? So now if I wanted to, I could flip it this way. And I can show you all of the smaller shapes, and then turn it over, and I'll have all my bigger shapes. All right, it was fun sorting shapes with you today and finding out which one is smaller and bigger. See ya.